Hello everyone,
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome back to our channel. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell too.
If you are a friend of all the food we love, we thank you so much for supporting our humble little channel. By the way guys, we are not your regular mukbangers. Other than food, we also love horror stories. So we will chat about ghost stories or experiences while we munch on our favorite food. So this week we have...
Ta-da!
I missed you! Or in Korean it's called budejjigae.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are, without further ado, we are going to start because today the story is going to be pretty long.
Yep.
So we are going to start.
Yeah.
So we have a jug
ready
of
mixed
broth.
stock, yeah.
So we're gonna put the broth here. We're gonna put the broth inside. Basically, we have sausages. We have what's it called? Sliced beef. We have bacon. We have kimchi. We have tok. We have enoki mushroom. We have tofu. Onions. We are short of the regular, what's it called? That brown color onion. I don't know what it's called. So we have the purple color onion. And
So
then
for those who doesn't know what is tok is actually is a rice cake, which is actually from Korea.
yes.
Yeah.
And then we also have the sauce over here, which is gochujang, gochugaru, soy sauce, sugar,
Yeah.
garlic, and sesame oil.
Sesame oil, yeah.
Yeah, and then over here we also have dumplings. The reason why we separated out the dumpling is because then
Otherwise it will just get soggy and like just
and we got separated and stuff like that.
in
And then we
the
also
soup.
have ramen,
Yeah.
and then cheese.
Oh yeah, by the way, Korean food, I mean for some soups or something like that, they like to put cheese on it. Even ramen, they like it to put it, yeah. So
And it will taste lovely. Alright, so while we are waiting for the, what's it called? While we are waiting for the stew to be boiled, we can go ahead and tell the stories. And this week we will talk about Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. Where is Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital located? So Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital is located in Gwangju-si, a city in Gyeonggi province of South Korea. It's in the suburb southeast of the country's capital, Seoul.
okay.
It's easily searched on Google, by the way. So once you type Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital and hit enter, you will be able to see the location of this haunted place.
Yeah.
As a side information, Gonjiam Mental Hospital or Psychiatric Hospital was voted by CNN as one of the world's most creepy place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So how was the hospital like prior to the closure of the hospital? Prior to the hospital closure in 1996, the hospital was opened in 1992.
Oh, okay.
The place was fully functional psychiatric hospital with doctors, nurses, patients, and the works that right? So, however, in 1995, Korean government went on a full investigation on the hospital after they received reports of mysterious death of its patients.
Huh?
Yikes. Yeah.
Wow.
In 1996, due to the stress of the ongoing investigation, the director of the hospital took off to the US.
Oh,
He ran away.
oh what?
That
that.
yeah, that is when the government decided to shut the hospital down. I mean, like, what the hell, right? Your hospital went on investigation and you conveniently left for the US. Very convenient. So the place got shut down, which means all the patients are now moved to other psychiatric hospitals, and the building is left vacated, empty, dilapidated, wasted away, and forgotten.
Maybe even the patients also saw any like kind of ghost or something. That's why even the directors ran away.
I don't know, because the hospital is under investigation. You see, because he's responsible over the hospital, so that's the reason why I mean, my guess is he must have done something wrong.
Correct.
That he must have felt guilty or some sort that makes him wants to run away. So many ghost hunters and thrill seekers visited the hospital in hopes to find spirits that could possibly tell them what had happened back in those days before the hospital was shut down. Okay, so there was a movie in 2018. It's they actually follow this lost footage. I told you guys previously
I
that
think we watched it.
yeah, we watched
we
it.
watched it. We watched
I don't like lost footage kind of concept. Yeah. After
Some
Blair Witch, I
people-
just think that
Some people will find it like getting like dizzy or giddy afterwards.
yeah, but this one is not that bad. I mean, for this particular movie, Gonjiam Haunted Asylum, it's not really that bad. It's just that because when Blair Witch Project happened, it's a fresh concept, right? So it, like I told you guys, I didn't sleep for 3 days. I couldn't sleep for 3 nights because I thought that it's a real lost footage. But now that I know that it's not a real lost footage, it's not a novel concept anymore. So it's nah, right? So then in 2018, the movie Gonjiam Haunted Asylum was released to the public. Right, it was directed by Jung Shik. The movie follows 7 people who met up via a YouTube project to explore what is supposed to be most haunted place in Korea and also to uncover the mystery behind room 402. Right, so despite the rumors that the place is cursed, the actor and actresses strapped on cameras and plunge into the darkness surrounding the battered building. None of the cast is an established actor. Yeah. So these are really new, fresh faces, with most of them making their first appearance on the silver screen. They even use their real names, except Moon Yi-won, who uses her English name Charlotte. In the movie, they actually choose to wear GoPro on this strap, GoPro on their body while they move around. So that's how the lost footage. That's how they create the lost footage concept. So this was a deliberate choice to make it seem more like the audience is actually watching footage shot and screamed online by 7 adventurers, and most of it actually was shot by the actors and actors playing them. Right, so the lack of sound effects and music add to the naturalistic effect of the film. We don't want to spoil it for you. For those of you who hasn't watched it yet, if you have not, what are you waiting for, people? Go watch this show. We promise you it's mind-blowing. It's just that I am not a fan of lost footage concept. At the end of the show, guys, as you may have already guessed, no one survived Gonjiam. Overall, we think that the film and the actors did a good job of making you believe that you are actually there in the dark asylum. A food for thought though, the hospital stood on a private property, which means trespassers can be punished by law. So for those of you who actually thought right now at this moment are thinking about going to Gonjiam to to do some kind of ghost hunting, please be aware that if you got caught, you will be punished.
Unless if you don't mind of getting caught lah.
Yeah. I think you have to pay fine or something like that.
That's definitely.
But as foreigners, then it would be a different story. Villagers of Gonjiam have also filed numerous complaints over noise made by visitors. I mean, for sure lah. I mean, I'm sure people will be shouting and stuff like that. And a fun fact, the owner of the building recently decided to sell off the building to a private company.
Oh no.
However, since he heard of the release of the film, he filed a lawsuit against the film being shown in theaters, claiming that the film will have negative effects on the sales of the building. But so-called rule in favor of the movie being shown instead.
Well, too bad.
Yeah.
You bought the building.
I mean, who asked you to go and run away?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's put in the
Let's put the
ramyeon.
ramen.
Do you want to put the dumpling now or wait until the ramen
Wait
is...
until the ramen is cooked through. No, ding.
Oh, tofu. Didn't realize. Do you want to put the cheese now or later?
Later lah, when the ramen is already cooked through. Let's eat first, guys.
Let's dig in. So we have the sliced beef here.
Yep. We have bacons.
We have enoki mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
And ramen.
If you have watched the previous channel, episodes, I've already told you that one of the mushroom that I like is enoki.
So the point is, there's no point.
I love enoki mushroom.
Stop.
Tofu, guys.
I keep forgetting that there's tofu there.
Oh my gosh, you keep
I
on
keep on
smashing on
poking
it. Yeah, that's
on
why.
it. Macam kisah minta macam saya. Cinta macam saya. Double dip. It's just us, so I can double dip as much as I want.
And this is the texture of ramen that I like to eat. It's not too soggy.
I like soggy stuff.
Oh, I don't like. I like this kind of texture.
I'm having the ramen with the sliced beef.
Sausage, guys.
So good, guys. Sedap gila. Are you guys a fan of Korean dishes, Korean food? Because I am.
Our family is.
There's just something about the taste of Korean food that I think is pretty similar to our taste bud. Also, I'll try to beat that. Some kimchi.
Oh, I love the tofu, guys.
Is the tofu nice?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Soft. Hot, ah? Careful.
Good flavor. Should eat it with rice also.
Yeah, talking about rice, the Korean will put rice after all the ingredients is almost done, right?
No, they will eat it with rice also. Ramen and rice.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, maybe I want to take one of the top. You have the top? Nice. Okay.
Over here. I burned my tongue. Damn you, dumpling. I think the baked beans.
One thing about right? It's a rice cake. Like for us, if you eat rice, then when there's some how do I say? It will. I mean, for rice, right? If you put some of the soups and everything, it will soak up, not into the rice, right? In the rice, but not for rice cakes. That's why I'm not really a fan of rice cakes.
It's magic. I think the baked beans add kind of a little something to the sauce. You know what I mean?
So, while searching on the topic of Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital, we chanced upon the following story on Reddit, which was written about 2 years ago. What was explained on Reddit by this English teacher in Korea by the Reddit handle of Jirio Kim sounded very near to the movie plot story. It gives us chills. So, here's the story, guys.
So is it the shade followed the story or?
Yeah, it could be.
The other way.
It could be the other way around also. So, okay, guys. About 3 days ago, something happened to me after visiting a well-known abandoned psychiatric hospital that I feel I need to share with you. Here's what I experienced at Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital.
So you're gonna tell the story as an experience?
Yeah, experienced by this writer. Okay. So about 3 days ago, a couple of my friends from the States came to visit me in Korea. One of them, John, who is an urban explorer, even has his own YouTube channel. Okay, I've ever visited his channel before.
Really?
Yeah, and he has a lot of episodes that you can watch on, and he has been doing like almost every country in the world to find horror places, mysterious.
So he go to every country and then
Yes.
look for horror places.
And so he heard about this Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital in Gwangju-si, South Korea, from some urban exploration forums. He wanted to go there himself so he could film and upload the videos onto his YouTube channel. So little is known about Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital except that about 10 years ago it was forced to close down due to some mysterious circumstances, causing the owner to flee the country, like what you told the story just now.
Yeah.
So it's also said to be haunted by a doctor who performed lobotomies and other gruesome experiments on his patients. So he was finally caught, but before he could stand trial for the murders, he was killed by one of his patients. We decided to travel to Gwangju-si, where we would stay there for 2 nights. One at the Gonjiam Hospital and the other at the nearby hotel. Yeah, so that means there's 2 places you can go.
I love talk.
So we arrived in Gwangju-si at around 6 p.m. And using the maps on our phone, we were able to locate Gonjiam relatively quick, where we entered the hospital around 7:30 p.m. So upon entering the hospital, I was hit by a foul smell like something crawled up had died in there.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but despite the smell, the hospital was still in fairly good condition.
Oh.
Yeah. I started to take pictures of the interior and noticed somebody had written, "It's not scary during the day, but at night," on one of the walls, causing me to panic for a second.
I mean, in the first place, I don't even know why she go and follow her friend.
Yeah. So after finishing up the last picture, I met up with my friends. Both Leah and I were each given a map of the hospital by John, and each assigned different floors we'd be exploring. So I was assigned the first floor, Leah the second, and John the third. And since there was so much ground to cover, we all agreed to keep in touch, though through video chat. While like just using the video
I wouldn't even dare say.
Yeah, just in case while we're talking, then your friend will say, "Hey, there's someone behind you."
No, I wouldn't even if John invited me, I would say no. I would not go. I mean, For Malays, we have a saying, cari naas. You know?
Jangan cari pasal.
Yeah.
So within an hour of me exploring the first floor, I swear I could hear somebody whispering my name.
See?
Told you. But I chalk it up to my imagination and told myself that I'd never step foot in this place again. I was that freaked out.
Too late.
Yeah. 30 minutes had passed since the whispering incident when I realized that it was way too quiet and that I hadn't heard from my friends in a while. What happened to the friends? So I called out to them through my headset. John replied and asked me if I was alright. I answered yeah. I told him that I was checking up on them because they were too quiet. He laughed at me and then told me that I was being paranoid. So I resumed my exploration, and as I was rounding a corner, just like a corner, right? I thought I saw a woman walking ahead, thinking it was Leah. I called out to her but got no reply. So very funny, Leah, I said through the headset. What the hell are you talking about? Leah asked. So definitely it's not Leah.
Yeah.
Never mind, I said. I followed the woman and saw that she had entered the nurse's station. There, I felt a draft of air coming from a hole in the wall and I began to break away at the wall without much effort. Eventually, I found a door that wasn't on the map. So maybe they have misplaced. They have missed that door.
Is this room 402?
So I quickly notified my friends, but our conversation began to break up. I attempted to communicate with them again to let them know I was going to explore what was behind the door. If you are alone, would you dare to do that? So standing in front of the door, I could feel a draft coming from under it. Maybe he thinks that there's some open windows or something lah, right? So I nervously reached for the doorknob, and to my surprise, it was unlocked. When I opened it, I spotted a set of stairs that seemed to lead down to where I assumed was the hospital's basement. I don't like basement, guys. Even though in Singapore,
I don't like haunted asylums, guys.
so I noticed that it was pitch black as I descended down the stairs, and it was hard to see anything in front of me. I switched on my headlamp and saw a huge room. So I noticed that the room connected to a labyrinth of tunnel systems. And in the center of the room was this weird contraption.
Oh.
Yeah. Thinking I stumbled upon something important, I shouted for my friends to look as I showed them my video chat. John told me to stay put as him and Aliyah were on their way to find me. While I waited for them,
So John got interested lah
yeah,
because of all the findings.
yeah. Because it's new, man. It's not in the map.
Yeah.
So
And because of all the contraptions that she found.
So while I waited for them, I started to take pictures of it when I felt something grab my ankle, causing me to trip and twisting my ankle in the process. I started screaming for both of them. They were nearby and told me to stay put. So as I waited for them, I began to talk to them through the video chat. So as I continued chatting with John and Leah, I noticed that they had stopped talking.
Huh?
Yeah. So I asked them what the hell was going on, and then John asked who that person was standing behind me.
Shit. So initially they didn't see this guy.
Yeah.
Then
that's why.
suddenly now.
Yeah, that's why. Suddenly. So nervously, I turned my head and nobody was there. Is this your meaning of a joke?
Who said that? John?
Yeah. I mean the writer.
Oh.
So I asked, but he just nodded his head. So I desperately scooted myself towards the nearest wall. I then used my phone to look in the area where I fell and started to scream because there stood the doctor staring at me with his grin on his face. His eyes seemed glow. His skin has a deathly blue pallor to it, and his clothes looked disheveled.
So is this the doctor that died?
Could be. So I continued to stare as the doctor slowly opened his mouth, revealing red teeth. Unable to move, I began to scream at the top of my lungs.
Red teeth ah?
Yeah.
That's bloody dah.
Blood. So, it was at this point that John and Leah busted into the room, grabbed me from under my arms, and started dragging me out. I think John and Leah also getting scared lah,
Of
right?
course.
So before we could exit the room, though, we heard a loud ear-piercing scream coming from behind us. I think must be the doctor lah.
Eee.
We turned to see what was making the noise, and that's when the doctor standing near the entrance to the tunnels.
You see ma?
Yeah. So his face seemed different now, and his mouth opened wider, revealing even more red teeth. He stood there, staring at us for several seconds before he began to make chase.
He's running away.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And causing the three of
I
us.
think I'll pee seriously. I will pee in my pants.
So of course, and causing the three of us to run like hell.
Yeah, I'll run and pee.
While peeing. So we didn't look back once until we were safely out of the hospital. That was 3 days ago. I was released from the hospital today, and I'm at home now where I'm typing this out. So I feel like I'm not alone though, because you see, I think something followed me home. And I swear I keep seeing the doctor. Everywhere in my apartment.
Shit.
So anyway, I'm thinking about calling somebody to come bless my apartment. But if something else happens between that time, I'll keep you guys posted. I need to get some sleep because I haven't been sleeping since my terrifying experience at Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital.
Oh my god, that's so creepy. But you know the ending part, right, where she keep on seeing the doctor everywhere in her house. It could be psychological.
Yeah, could be because he's too afraid and everything of the experience.
Yeah, she's too traumatized by the experience that she keep on her brain kind of like reimagining the doctor again and again. So that's the reason why she keep on seeing the doctor in her apartment.
Yeah, true.
We are gonna continue eating this.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish it, and we will see you again next week. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and light up the notification bell so that you will get all the latest updates whenever we post a new video.
So don't forget to comment about today's story in the comment section below and smash that button. Oh, share this video too with everyone you know.
Yes.
Yeah?
We'll
see you again next week. Bye.
Assalamualaikum.